Hello everybody, my name is Ethos, and welcome to In a Nutshell. This time we're talking about Loki. Now, granted, this is Loki Prime, as most of my frames are either Prime or something weird. Here's his basic configuration as a Prime frame, and one day we'll get down to Loki himself, maybe. This will probably must be all I do. So as you can see, Loki has 65 armor, 263 energy, 225 health and shield, and a higher than normal sprint speed, because he is considered a stealth frame. That's also the reason why his armor is so low. I believe his normal Loki has like 30 armor. He's pretty dang shallow. So we're going to be dropping our guys back down to level 30, that's per the norm. Now I'll showcase kind of what Loki can do. Most of what Loki can do, however, is limited to missions, particularly stealth missions. So, his first ability is Decoy, I believe it's called. Yes. So he deploys a hologram copy of himself that draws enemy fire. It has a health bar and everything else. See, look at that. It fires blanks, so, it's mostly just for drawing fire. A defensive maneuver for Loki. It's duration based, of course, and so on. As is Loki's second ability, which a lot of people are well known about, invisibility, where he makes himself invisible. True invisibility. Giving him the ability to stealth attack all kinds of people. But of course, as it's duration based, there's some limitations to it. The first limitation, of course, is fairly obvious. Once it runs out, you have to recast it in order for you to not be visible anymore. Now, Loki's next ability is Switch Teleport. When he switches position with a target, confusing the enemy. This target can also be, an enemy itself. Like that. You might have seen this happen to you occasionally in a mission. There are some Grineer commanders that can do this to people. It's really kind of disorienting. You can also do this with your target. And with your allies, if you're feeling to be a little bit trolly. And then, of course, Loki's last ability is Radial Disarm. It's his only ability that actually deals damage. It's also his only ability that is a little bit more offensive than defensive. So as you can see, they lose their guns and they are now... They took some damage. Well, they don't take any damage. It's super weird. But they have their little sheaves out, and they're being all in melee mode. And this is a permanent effect. They are permanently disarmed. They cannot, for the life of them, bring out weapons anymore. So it's a great way in arbitrations or sorties or other things to just kind of say, you know what? I don't want you to use your guns. Your guns hurt. They're too distant for me to kill you with my melee weapon. I'm just going to disarm everybody. So, with that, Loki doesn't have a whole bunch of defensive, offensive. He has more defensive and utility abilities rather than offensive ones. Now, some of you might go, well, that kind of makes it easy where I want to go with things, wouldn't it? I'd want to go duration. I mean, that's all of these two major effects do duration, right? It's true. And that's one of the biggest reasons why people do it, but they'll do duration and range because it will affect both of his abilities. And to be honest, losing efficiency while slightly hurting at all frames, but losing power strength does nothing to him. And since power strength doesn't do any good at all, even for his Radial Disarm, most people will just run continuity and call it good. They want the duration. They don't want anything else. So then the Zarn and the D polarity, they might pick up something that's along the lines of, maybe quick thinking for ways of protecting yourself from damage. Steel Fiber is not super useful considering that you only get 136 armor. Vitality and redirection, maybe, vigor or something else. But really, not as helpful as a lot of people say. Most people I've been talking to recently actually started using things like the Gladiator set for him. Even though he doesn't really need the extra health or the extra armor, having that extra 45% critical chance multiplier to combos is pretty useful for him when he's running around in stealth all the time. It does even more damage. So something to think about. You know, you could also do things like reflection, which, you know, lets you block or bleed out, or, you know, any of these other D-polarity mods. Now, otherwise, in your dash polarity, you have, of course, flow for extra energy. Most people will run natural talent to make his radial disarm a little bit quicker. And then also just stretch, augur reach, augur message, you know, the standards, streamline. And then there you go. And that's pretty much all you got. And some people also do Thief's Wit and Intruder, because having that extra few seconds to see, you know, a few extra seconds to actually do the hacking is pretty useful. And being able to see mods and stuff on the minimap is pretty useful as well. Especially if you're doing runs, like most people run Loki for spy missions, they run him for sabotages, and they'll run him with Thief's Wit or with Loot Detector in order to show up where, you know, the what are they called, the caches are. And Loot Detector will showcase the caches really easily. So something to consider. And really, I mean, this actually right here, the power donation, is actually a really interesting mod to run on Loki. It is something you could easily run on him if you wanted to be supportive, because he does not hurt from losing power strength. He hurts from losing range or duration. So you could theoretically run Loki in every single mission you want and run him power donation to give that extra power strength. So, of course, power donation is a pain to get a hold of. It requires arbitration, so most people don't get this. So this is your kind of your economy build. This is what people. This is what, if you get Loki through the miracles of getting Loki, this is what you could kind of build him to make it worth your time to actually play him. This will give him a decent amount of duration and other effects with his skills here. As you can see, I mean, 131 meters for a switch teleport is kind of stupid. So, with that in mind, some people will go, okay, so what do I do then here for, you know, anything else? How do I play Loki? Well, I kind of already explained that. Loki gets played like a ninja assassin kind of play style. He summons his powers, both physical and magical, goes into stealth. Well, actually, let me go ahead here. Kill these enemies, unpause the AI, simulate. Nope, not gonna work. Ooh. Oh. Go stealth. I didn't know I could hide there. That's kind of cool. See, and then they kill that. Maybe come up here and whoop. They're alerted. As you can see, you can get kind of stealthy about it. I can just sit here while they attack and wonder what's going on and have a good old time about it, you know? It's one of the nice things about Loki. Loki really is pretty, safe. Oh no! You couldn't see me! I'm gone again! Alright. So, how do you get Loki? That would be the last question I can really answer. And, you know, I guess I could go over a couple of his augments as well. They all died. Okay. I don't know if I have any of his augments actually myself. Oh, I do. I have Hushed Invisibility. So Hushed Invisibility is his invisibility augment. It gives him the ability that his weapon noise is reduced by 100% while invisible. This is all weapons. Even the loudest weapons are just simply silenced while he's invisible, which is kind of cool. But where you get Loki is kind of annoying. You get him from the Hyena Pack on Neptune. So that's Pasmethe or something like that. Pasmethe or something. Yeah, it's the boss of Neptune. So where is it? Let's clash in. Pasmethe. That's the mission you want to do to find Loki. You farm his parts from there. So it's a little farther down the road in order to acquire him. And I think his mods are Steel Meridian and Red. Let me see here. No, and no. Okay, so maybe it might be Arbiters of Hexus then.
Perhaps these will show you the path.
Nope. Where is it? Ah, it is actually. No, it's not. That's Fatal Teleport. That's a different thing. That's a little different. That's a little disappointing. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So, save your decoys for his decoy augment. So, if Loki takes fatal damage, the decoy absorbs the damage and swaps locations. So, it's a great way of getting out of tricky situations with his decoy, not only to prevent, people from noticing him, but also ways of saying, oh, hey, I saved myself. Of course, we all talk about hushed invisibility. Safeguard switch is a teleport augment, so after teleporting with an ally, they'll be invulnerable for 6 seconds. Another good way of kind of helping your allies in a pinch. Or actually, you can use this in combination with your decoy to make it invulnerable for a few seconds, which is also useful. And finally, radiated disarm, which most people run Loki for with his maximum range, and they give him radiation procs for 9 seconds. It's a great way of making enemies attack themselves or attack their allies. So people run him for that specific. So that's kind of Loki. Loki's a pretty short little video about him. There's really not much more to say. He's a great stealth frame. His abilities really don't do any damage. You build him for duration and range because power strength doesn't affect you at all. So if you enjoyed watching, and I'm sure there's other little tricks and tips and things that people could easily tell me about Loki, people who play him all the time, which I do not. I play Avara from your knowledge. So if you have liked this video, please leave me a comment and a like. Comment in the comment section and a like on my video. Please subscribe if you want to see more content. Of course, share this video if you want. I don't care. If you have bad things to say about my horrible Loki build or fashion frame or whatever you want to do, leave it in the comment section. I'll get to you eventually. I don't really care about most people's negative commentary, but if you do have something critical to say that's important for me to learn from, I will take advice. So until next time, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. Talk to you later. See you in the next video.